Hi everyone, welcome back to my DevOps Career YouTube channel. If your dream is to become a DevOps engineer in 2026, then understand this. Docker is not just a tool anymore, it is a survival skill in 2026. And today, I am going to take you from zero to confident with a real time hands on Docker demo that will change the way you see DevOps forever. In this video, we are not just talking about Docker, we are getting our hands dirty with real-time hands-on practice lab. We'll spin up an EC2 instance, build our own Docker image, run it as a live container, and finally upload it to Docker Hub by step, just like it is done in real-time DevOps project. So what is Docker? How to set up Docker in Amazon EC2 instance. So Docker is a containerization tool that enables developers to build, ship, and run applications in isolated environments called containers. In real-time projects, Docker helps us deploy applications faster, more reliable, and without dependency conflicts. So we'll see about what is Dockerfile. Dockerfile is very much needed to build an Docker image. Dockerfile is a text file that contains step-by-step instructions to build a Docker image. A Docker image is a packaged snapshot of everything needed to run an application. When we run an image, it creates a Docker container. So no image means no container. Docker containers are always created from Docker images. So we'll spin up an EC2 instance, build our own image, and run it as a live container. And finally, we'll commit or upload the Docker image to Docker Hub. If you want more hands-on AWS and DevOps content like this, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notification bell. So let's get started with the lab. So I have already logged in into AWS console. Now I am in the Singapore region. So where I have already created an EC2 instance, named it as a Docker Engineer engine. So let me connect this EC2 instance by using the public IP for now. So click on copy the public IP, open the putty and give the public IP address. And what we'll do is we'll pass the private key to connect the EC2 instance. So this is the key I am using. Open. So let's accept the connection. So default username is EC2 minus user. Enter. So after this, we'll switch to sudo mode, which provide root privileges to execute the command. So what I will do is I will change the font size and increase it. So now everybody can see the screen with a larger font. Let me clear the screen. Now we will install the Docker. To verify the Docker, whether installed or not, what you can do is just type Docker. So it means the Docker command is not found. It shows that Docker is not installed. Now we will install the Docker inside this server. For this one, you can run yum install Docker space -y. So this command will install the Docker inside this EC2 instance. So the process is still running. We'll wait till it gets installed. So installation of the Docker is in progress. Still in progress. So now the Docker setup is completed. So what we have to do is we have to start the Docker service. For this one, system ctl start Docker, enter. So now what we can do is we'll see the status system ctl status Docker. Now you can see the Docker service is running here. Okay. So what we can do is now I will expand, minimize this one. So let me clear the screen. So now we need to create a application related folder to store the Docker file and required application files. So mkdir to create a folder. So I will use my app. I will give the name of the folder is my app. So I will change the directory to my app. So now we need to create the Docker file. Docker file contains instructions to build a Docker image. Okay. So what we'll do is vi Docker file, enter. So now Docker file always start with from. From means what is the base operating system we are going to use to run the container. So the base operating systems will use from the Docker Hub. Docker Hub is a online storage platform where we store the Docker images. We can upload and download the Docker images. So I will go to Docker Hub and search for the Amazon Linux. So we'll use Amazon Linux to run Apache. So this is the image name. So let me copy the image name. So I will paste. So next command I will run. I want to run the command while running the image. So yum install httpd space -5. So now I want to copy the files from local server to image. So I will use copy command. So I will use my app.html space /var ww HTML. This is the default path of HTTPD, I mean Apache. So I will expose 80 where it is going to run on port number 80 inside the container. So now I want my applications to start at when the container is being created. For this one, what I will do is I will use the command prompt. Okay. So open bracket, double quote /user /sbin /httpd double quotes close, comma. So I want to run the application in the daemon mode, comma. I will call it as a foreground. So FOREGROUND ground double quotes close, bracket close. Okay. So from means what is the base image that you are going to build a container. So run which execute the commands when the image is being built. So copy means which is going to copy the files from local server to image. So expose on which port number that container is going to run. And cmd which is going to run this commands to make that http is running properly. So let me save this one. Let me save the Docker file. So escape. So I will use, let me see the cat Docker file. So you can see the content inside the Docker file. It is correct. So what I will do is now I will create a file called myapp.html. Myapp.html. So enter, insert. Hi, this is my first application running inside Docker container. Okay, escape, and I will save this file. Okay, so insert, escape. So now further I have saved this file. You can see again cat my app.html. You can view the content inside that HTML files. So now our Docker file and required application is ready. So now will build the image. So to build image, the command is docker build dot minus t. I will give the t means minus t means tag. So I will use my app image. So now the build is running now. So I will be using the instructions inside the Docker file to build this image. So we'll need to wait for some time till the image is ready. So now the image is ready. Docker, you can see images in Docker space images. So you can see the image now. The image is repository name is my app, local repository name, and image ID you can see. This is the image ID. So now we can use this image ID to run the Docker container. A container is a small portable box that carries our application along with our required software, so it can run anywhere without issues. So to run the Docker container, it is Docker run. Docker run minus dit to run in the background minus p, and on which port number we are going to access the application, on which port number the container is going to run. So I have given that port number, and this is the image id. Enter. So now we can see Docker PS to list the running containers. So Docker PS, which will help you to list the running containers. So you can see the container is running now. So let me maximize this one. Clear the screen. Docker PS. So the container you are going to see it is running. So let me go to the security group and see the port number 80 to access it over the internet. So 80 is not part of the security group. Let me open, click on edit, add rule, and HTTP save. So let me go back to the EC2 instance, details, copy the public IP, and we'll browse the application on port number 80. So the application name I have given is myapp.html. So you can see now the application is running inside the container, and I am able to access that application over the internet by using the public IP, and I have opened the port number in the security group of this one. Okay, so now we are able to run the container. So now we need to tag the image in order to upload it to the Docker Hub. So first we log into the Docker Hub. In order to log into Docker Hub, the command is docker login, enter. So it is asking for the username. You have to give the username for your Docker Hub. So if you see, I have already logged into my Docker Hub. If you see here, this is my username. So username, and this is also my repo name as well. So password, I'm giving the password. So you see the login is succeeded now. So let me again list the Docker images. Docker images. You can see the images which we built by using the Docker file. So in order to upload the same image to Docker Hub, first we need to tag it with the repo name. So in order to tag, the command is docker tag image name. This is my image name. Okay, and my user ID is, this is the user ID. Okay, and I need to give my app colon, this is the latest one. So you can see my image name and latest tag, click on enter. So now the image is being tagged according to our Docker Hub instructions. So Docker images, you can see these are latest one which I tagged to upload it to the Docker Hub. So in order to upload into Docker Hub, the command is Docker and Docker push, and we need to give the name. So it is Manjunath 230 slash my app colon latest. So now this will be committed. I mean, it will upload the local image to Docker Hub. So Docker Hub is an online platform where we are going to store the images safely. So if you store in the server, if your server crashes, your images also you will lose. So if you want to keep it safe, either you can use the Docker Hub or either you can use the AWS ECR Elastic Container Registry to store the Docker images. So now the Docker images is successfully uploaded to the Docker Hub. So go back to my hub. So you can see this is the image that we created by using Dockerfile. Now I have uploaded it to the Docker Hub. So you can use the same image to run in the Docker, or you can also use the same image to run in the Elastic Container Service as well. Okay. So now what we did is, so in this session, we have successfully understood what is Docker is and why it is important in real-time projects, and we practically built and deployed an Apache application using Docker on AWS EC2. We also created a Docker image and ran a container accessing the application using the public IP. And finally, we have uploaded the image to the Docker Hub. So this is exactly how Docker is used in the real-time DevOps environments. So if you found this video is helpful, please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more AWS and DevOps real-time scenarios. Thank you.